The top U.S. military official said that the Pentagon has put China on the top of its priorities, ahead of Russia, owing to Beijing's brazen efforts to undermine the territorial claims of its neighbors. Speaking at the Council on Foreign Relations in New York, U.S. Defense Secretary Mark Esper condemned China for undermining international laws and violating the sovereignty of smaller states. In 2017, laying out ambitious plans for the People's Liberation Army, Chinese President Xi Jinping said that the PLA must modernize by 2035 and become a top-ranked military by 2050. Beijing has also invoked its Nine-Line claim to what it says are its historic rights in the South China Sea, and has built artificial islands, reclaimed land and installed airstrips and military equipment in the waters. It is involved in acrimonious disputes with several Southeast Asian nations, including the Philippines and Vietnam, over the territory. The U.S. has been implementing an Indo-Pacific strategy, a combination of military and geo-economic policies in the hopes of containing China's military expansion in the Pacific and the Indian Oceans. Its other objective is to curb Beijing's flagship Belt and Road Initiative by providing alternative development models to economies in the region. Esper said that China's behavior stands in stark contrast to the United States' vision, one that respects and provides an opportunity for all nations, large and small. Esper added that the U.S. would contain China, and reinsure the existing international rules and orders, by further strengthening relations with its traditional allies. In a bid to fight terrorism and for carrying out major operations, the Indian Army received the first batch of American SiG Sauer assault rifles. The first lot of 10,000 SiG 716 assault rifles has arrived in India recently. Another batch of 10,000 rifles will arrive soon. The Indian Army is looking to move to a rifle that fires a larger, more powerful rifle cartridge than the 5.56 by 45 mm intermediate cartridge used by the INSA's rifles. The SiG 716 uses the more powerful 7.62 by 51 mm cartridge. Earlier, India has signed a deal to buy 72,000 of these rifles from the U.S. under fast-track procedures. A majority of these rifles, 66,000, are for the Indian Army. The remaining will be divided between the Indian Navy, 2,000, and the Indian Air Force, 4,000. The governments of Indonesia and Laos, through the Ministry of Defense of both nations, inked a Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, on defense. The MOU on cooperation in the defense sector was signed by both parties as a legal umbrella for intensifying cooperation between both nations in the defense sector. The MOU was signed on the sidelines of Laos Minister of Defense General Chan Zamonchanila's honorary visit to his Indonesian counterpart Prabowo Subianto at the Office of the Defense Ministry, Jakarta. The scope of cooperation encompassed exchange of visits between defense and military officials, information exchange in the field of defense cooperation, and exchange of views on challenges pertaining to national, regional, and international security.
Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you like the channel and want to support, please support on Patreon or PayPal. The details are given below in the description.